Hello, I'm Greg. I'm the developer of Academy at the Threshold, a forthcoming indie game set in a magical boarding school. And this is a kind of inside look at the design decisions that go into making an indie game, and in particular, in this case, making the intro. So I'm going to give you some sort of insights and tips into horrible decisions I had to take, and things I think I got right, things I think I maybe didn't. So initially, there wasn't an intro at all, and that was one of the big pieces of feedback that I was given, was you've just plonked me in the main game, and I'm not invested yet. So we came up with this character creation. Now, this is a game where the protagonist, the main character, actually does have some identity. They have a sort of funny golden retriever energy. Part of the theme of the game is that everyone around you is full of kind of interiority and self-doubt and, forbidden desires and drives, but not you. You're fine. You're trying to survive at this school, but you'll be okay. And so choosing a character is a bit funny because you choose one and then essentially ignore it. But I think it still needs to happen. So you've got these various forms. One thing that I am proud of is that the passport number is the randomizer seed. So if you want to play another run where the same random things happen in the same order, you can type in a passport number and you'll get those same things happening in the same order as long as the passport number is the same. I'm going to play as Greg, because that's my name. And we click here and it does a little signature. And we get the next screen. And this is kind of introducing the setting. This is saying, welcome to the Academy at the Threshold. You've got your admission letter. That's obviously a bit of a trope. The game exists in a fairly complicated relation to Harry Potter. I'm not myself a Potter person, but I am a fiction person and a literature person, but more importantly, I'm also a boarding school teacher. And I went to an English boarding school a lot like Hogwarts, and I've taught at English boarding schools a lot like Hogwarts. And part of the whole idea of the game is, what if we set that in 2026? What if everyone was into K-drama and their phone and anxiety? So it's a very different, more modern, and I think more grown-up version of the story. It's a single-year school, everyone's 17, and who you date, what classes you excel at, whether you survive, those are not really Harry Potter-style decisions. But here, we've got the admission letter, and we can do a bit of character creation just by choosing some stats. We could be untrained, wealthy, or prophetic. I think I will be wealthy, which means you don't have to work in school holidays. The letter you can see is updating over here. I think we impress them with our perfect grades in every class, which means that the teachers at the academy will like us a bit more and we'll find it a bit less stressful when we fail. And what do we want from it? Well, I think naturally we want to be ruthless so that when the time comes to learn some demonology or something terrible, we're there for it. And it just kind of summarizes this, and we can restart. People often feel unhappy with their choices. This bit no one has ever read. As far as I can tell, this is an entire waste of time on my part, but you do get a kind of extending version of the letter, summarizing your choices. And then this screen, I'm so proud of this screen because it took so long to make a version of this that people actually understood. The idea is that you are choosing a seat on the train, another Harry Potter adjacent trope, where who you sit next to is going to be your first group of friends. And obviously that introduces the cast a little bit. You also get different potential neighbours depending on your characterization. So because we're wealthy, we have one group of friends who are adjacent to being wealthy. Because we're model students, we have one group of students who are adjacent to being model students. And because we're ruthless, we have one group of potential friends who are adjacent to being ruthless. We're going to choose to lean in to being wealthy. We've got Anjali, who likes us more because we're wealthy. We've got Garrus, who likes us less because we're wealthy. We've got May, who likes us a little bit more. I think mostly because we sat at her table. Okay, great, let's go on. And it's time for that very Harry Potter moment, selecting a house. But there's no sorting hat here, because you apply to a house. And you've got 5 houses. We've got a house that's about prophecy and destiny and fate. We've got a house that's about technology. A really big theme of the game is that the magical universe that you might imagine really makes very little sense. And we live in a world where we see kind of technological marvels all the time. So I was really interested in exploring that intersection. McKennis is a cute, cozy, friendly house. Nassif's is our hyper-competitive house. And Reed's is our political house. I love campus politics. I love how earnest and passionate everyone is, and I was a certain type of 18-year-old, so that was an experience I wanted to share. I think I'm going to choose to be in Nassif's because Agnes is my favourite character. And we get this nice constructivist view, and this bit is just teaching the player to pick things from a pull-down menu. It seems pointless, but the game consists of picking things from a pull-down menu. So we choose it, we zoom to the school, and we have arrived. So now we can start to select our activities, and the game has begun.